It's NBA action on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Hart alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And our good friend Doris Burke will join us from the sidelines. Thanks for tuning in. With the memory of their first-round defeat to the Hawks no doubt still fresh in their minds of the Orlando Magic, these two teams meet again here tonight at the Amway Center. A look at the State Farm starting five. Here's Atlanta's opening lineup. Williams and Smith at the forward. Horford anchoring the middle. Hinrich and Johnson in the backcourt. And for the Magic, Brandon Bass is out there with Howard. Then it's Quentin Richardson. Then there's J.J. Redick. And it's Arenas in at the points. So the Orlando Magic able to put the first points up on the board. Backing him down is Johnson. Dwight Howard grabs the board.
Boy, the Magic did a good job of limiting possessions and second chance points last season. That was largely responsible for their rebounding differential, which was second best in the league.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, Stan Van Gundy gave me a few minutes to catch up with them. One of their harder tasks in this game will be finding a way to slow down the explosive scorer, Joe Johnson. He said there isn't any one answer, as Johnson can and will play so many different roles in an offense throughout the course of the game. He said he can initiate plays as well as finish plays. We'll just have to make sure we don't lose track of them. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris. Hard to get a rebound advantage like that. One you mentioned with the Magic, Steve, it helped them a lot last year.
Well, yeah, extra possessions for Orlando were really critical, limiting second chance points for their opponents. And it all starts with Dwight Howard. When they rebound the ball like that, they're tough to beat.
Gilbert Arenas covering. Hinrich dishes to Johnson. He's covered by Arenas. Johnson down low. The shot is off. So Orlando will take it the other way. And this matchup with the Hawks is their first meeting of the season.
And, of course, they're meeting the team that was responsible for dealing them a very painful loss in the first round of the playoffs a year ago. They love to see him aggressive like that when he's on the floor, especially when the defense gives him room.
Hinrich with it. Johnson gets to Smith. They're moving it around. There's the three, and that one's good. Johnson's got 5 points so far. Steve just talked about their postseason last year, and Clark, I'll bet they're still thinking about how quickly this team bounced them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, you got to believe that, Kevin. I mean, their first chance this season for a little bit of revenge, they're salivating.
And that's a shot you can't pass up. He should not got down.
Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. Orlando making some changes. Turkoglu comes in for Quentin Richardson. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for J.J. Redick. Atlanta also making some changes. Josh Powell is checked in for Smith. And Damian Wilkins subbed in for Marvin Williams. Here is Howard. Coming off a solid outing against Washington. Back to Turkoglu. There's the pick. Wilkins picks him up. Offensive rebound. Howard. Oh, and the dunk by Howard. Here's the angle on our strike slam cam.
Well, that's the way to corral that rebound and then go back up with force. Make them feel you.
Yeah, you know, Clark, the work he does on the offensive glass has always been so impressive.
Now, that might be where he's most valuable to this team.
Hinrich kicks to Horford. Over Howard. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Hinrich.
And I think one of the most underrated aspects of Al Horford's game is his mid-range jump shot. He is really almost automatic from 16 to 20 feet.
Now here's Turkoglu. And here's Bass. 6 on the shot clock. Al Horford with the rebound. You know, speaking of Al Horford's face-up game last season, from 16 to, say, 23, 24 feet away, he shot 55%. That was good for number one in the league.
Boy, that's a surprising factoid there, Kevin. Wasn't aware of that. Knew he was a really good three-point, mid-range shooter, rather. Didn't know he led the league from that area. So that's a nice weapon. But it's also a clear indication that he can be relied upon to spread the floor because he makes that shot so consistently.
You can't just get a hand up. You've got to anticipate what he's doing before he shoots.
Johnson outside. With the fadeaway. Good. Johnson's got his third basket of the night right there.
Well, he's really having a nice quarter. Made some big shots for him.
Now here's Arenas. 20 points for him last game against Washington, and it's Johnson picking him up. Arenas kicks to Nelson. Guarded by Heinrich. Backing down is Howard. Rebound by Heinrich.
I'm not sure why he's fading away. He could have gone straight up for that shot. He would have had a better chance of making it.
He's covered by Arenas. Wide at the free throw line. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Magic leads by.
Coming up.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. Here's Heinrich. Still looking to get on the scoreboard.
Well, Atlanta was a playoff team a year ago, and they won their share of games. But they didn't appear to be a contender. And despite all the talent that they've had the last few years, you just have to wonder which direction this franchise is headed.
So with Johnson sitting on the bench, here's the group that Larry Drew has on the floor. Williams and Smith are in there at the forward positions. Heinrich is out there with Crawford. And it's Pachulia in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Arenas passes to Richardson. Off target from outside. Steve, that remark you had about Atlanta, they kind of backed into the playoffs, but Clark, they woke up when they got there.
They did. I mean, it seemed like they were sleepwalking through the regular season, inconsistent and not being able to put together any kind of strong winning streaks. When the playoffs came around, they showed you what we thought we were going to see during the regular season.
Yeah, you're right. Redick with the three. Cannot hit. Now Atlanta takes it the other way. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Boy, they got hot from three-point range in that game. And that's really what gave them some distance with that lead.
You know, Steve, knowing your history in the game, I know you love to see shooting like that.
Williams gets the bucket.
Nice teamwork there. The pick, freeing up his teammate. Jamal Crawford was the NBA's sixth man of the year 2 seasons ago, but last season his shooting percentages really dropped across the board. He just wasn't able to have that consistent year again.
They strike right back with a three of their own. Steve, that's a great way to respond after giving up the long ball.
Heinrich kicks to Pachulia. He's against Anderson. Takes the three. Tries again. Smith's shot is good. Smith's got his second basket of the night.
How about the determination right there on that putback?
Here's Redick. And Crawford picks him up defensively. Richardson for three. Atlanta with the rebound. Smith's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And Crawford really pushed Steve for a contract extension, you may recall, prior to last season and was unhappy that he didn't get one. So, Clark, I'll pose this to you. Do you think that he might have played a role, without that contract in his struggles?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's hard to separate that when you're a player and you're desiring a certain level of security. And when that doesn't happen, it can subconsciously weigh on you and affect how you go about your work. So I think that's very, very possible that happened.
Orlando trailing here. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
Now, they created so many second chances for themselves in that game, and when you combine that with the work on the defensive end, rebounding was just the difference.
Yeah, and I think rebounding was clearly a focus for them going into the game. I mean, they were able to do exactly what they wanted to in that area.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Orton. Bass comes in for Ryan Anderson. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Gilbert Arenas. Then for the Hawks, Al Horford is checked in for Pachulia. Johnson comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Teague in for Kirk Heinrich. Howard dishes to Nelson. He dishes it to Bass. Fade away, gets the bucket. And that'll tie this game up.
That time he found the gap in the defense to turn that one into a very easy jump shot, a warm-up jumper, if you will. You know, the Magic tried some different techniques last year. One was a shadowing drill that helped improve the conditioning of a lot of the Magic players. Basically, two players were tethered, and the offensive guy had to lose the defender. Interesting strategy and way to try to get ready for the season.
Now, here is Nelson. Defense right on him. For three, Richardson. Joe Johnson pulls it in. Clark, you mentioned that drill, and you find that very interesting. I know it paid off as the Magic were one of the better conditioned teams, Steve, in the NBA.
Yeah, before he was traded to Washington, Rashard Lewis remarked that drill in particular kind of lets you see who wanted it and who didn't on that roster. Just a very, very exhaustive exercise.
The first one falls.
And Josh Smith has always been so talented for that Atlanta Hawks team. But last season, I think he matured quite a bit. He became a team captain and really took on more of a leadership role for the Atlanta squad.
So he picks up just one from the line that time. Going back to Smith, he has become a bit of an elder statesman. Wouldn't you think, Clark, for the Hawks, as this is his 8th season with that team?
Amazing. I didn't realize he had been around that long. It's hard to believe that's the case, but he's definitely taken the younger Hawks under his wing. Please, Kevin, don't believe for a second I intended that pun.
I didn't believe it at all. Okay. Teague can't hit.
He lost his focus there, guys. That's a shot he should make.
Here's Redick. Smith gets a hand on it. They can go 2 for 1.
Yeah, they need to play it smart. Make sure you get a good shot first and then maybe a second possession.
He's just too quick for his man. Left him in the rearview mirror and knocked it down.
Here's Nelson. His last outing, he had 18 points. Passes it to Redick. Now a timeout called by Orlando.
They've gone cold, and a smart timeout here to give them a second to regroup and try to get back on the right track.
Well, while we have a second, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a list of the league's top shooters from last season. You take a look at Howard, a great player, second in the league.
You know, everyone on that list had a great season, an outstanding season, and had a few things been different, their order on the list could have been reversed. I mean, a trade happens or doesn't happen, maybe an injury to a key player. Any of that could have affected where these guys ended up on the list.
He also shoots the ball so well. One of the best. Here's Turkle. Moving the ball well. Nelson outside. And it's Johnson picking him up. Shot clock at 6. Pulls it up. Another miss by Orlando.
He should have knocked that one down, and he'll be the first one to tell you that.
Now Crawford. No good on the buzzer beater. We'll be back momentarily.
Welcome to HP at the half. Philadelphia with a loss to the Clippers.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. The Hawks leading by 5.
Well, you had to feel for the Hawks and wonder why they couldn't get much going for themselves on the road last year, finishing under 500 away from home.
They've got Howard. Brandon Bass is out there with Quentin Richardson. Then it's Gilbert Arenas, and it's Redick in at the 2. That's the group starting the second half for Stan Van Gundy. Heinrich against Arenas. Smith is tagged with the reach. That is his first foul of the game. Back to the Hawks. Steve, they weren't a great road team the year before either.
Well, you can't put it on youth anymore. I mean, this is a team that has some young players that have grown up. They've had plenty of experience. So something is just not right when they head out during the regular season. Postseason, they did pretty well last season. But unless you're a great team, you're probably not going to win the majority of your road games.
Heinrich kicks to Smith. Back to Heinrich. Some solid defense here from Arenas.
Big trade last year between Orlando and Washington. Gilbert Arenas going from the Wizards to the Magic. And I think it was a good move for him. He had a lot of baggage there in D.C. He needed a new team to go to. And he went to Orlando and became a nice role player for them.
13 feet out. Good on the jump shot. Arenas has got 5 now.
Sometimes folks forget about his decent mid-range jumper. He can knock those down all game given a chance. You know, in Arenas, more so than any controversy, I mean, in my opinion, his knee issues have been what's hampered his career the most. I mean, once he was one of the most elusive and effective scorers in the NBA. Now he has to rely more on his outside shot.
Here's Smith. He has 7. Open shot, Horford. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Horford's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Well, they've done a lot of their damage from mid-range here, guys. I mean, knocking down those shots with regularity.
Yeah, how about 8 of their last 10 points, guys, coming off that mid-range area jump shot. So shows you don't have to be at the rim to score.
Pass to Richardson. Fires the 3. That's good, and Salinas with the assist. Richardson's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Heinrich with it, looking for his 1st bucket of the game. Arenas brings the double team. Elbow shot is on the way. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Heinrich. Heinrich's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Outside Arenas. And here's Richardson. He's got 9.
I don't like his body language, guys, right now. He looks like he's completely out of rhythm. How about the energy he puts into crashing the boards, guys?
Now here's Heinrich. Gilbert Arenas covering. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Brandon Banks.
I really like Al Horford's game, guys. He rebounds the ball, he defends. He's a nice passer, too. And he's a guy who can score. Not a fluid post game, but you throw him the ball down there, and he can score for you.
And we touched on Al Horford's passing last season. He ranked Clark 1st among all centers in the league with 3.5 assists a game.
Yeah, Kevin, I like his ball skills. He does a nice job handling it. He's a good passer. He can rip and run better than just about any center in the league. Excellent mobility.
Well, the Southeast Division was one of the strongest in the NBA a year ago, with Miami adding so much talent. But the Hawks held their own in that division. They finished 9-7 last year.
Clark takes it right up, tries to save it. Oh, and trying for it, out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Orlando. Right now they're in 7th in the conference, looking to build on their record. And, of course, Atlanta, a half game back.
You know, for the Magic, they've been smack dab in the middle of the pack and just haven't been able to climb the ladder. They've been stuck in kind of a middling form.
Yeah, they've just sort of been hovering there in the middle of the pack. And, you know, this is not a very exciting team, and I think that's a problem. I mean, you've got to give your fans some hope. And this team, to this point, just kind of ho-hum.
Kicks it out to Johnson. 6 to shoot. The Hawks again can't hit. And you're right, Steve. To stay over 500 in that division is impressive on its own right. That was a very solid division play.
It really was. I mean, it's probably one of the toughest divisions in the league. But if the Hawks want to make the jump, they'll need to win more than 9 games against the Southeast this season.
The reaction was so quick. Incredible defense.
Here's Teague. To the inside. It's tipped. Nelson with the steal.
The opening was there for a split second, but he didn't get it there in time.
It's stolen by Smith. They get a hand on it. For 3, Richardson. Once again off the mark, Orlando. The Hawks leading. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Smith outside. On the wing, Johnson. He's guarded by Bass. with 1 on the clock, gets it to go. Got it up. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has a report for our Sprite Spark of the game. Doris?
Well, guys, it was the stretch by the Hawks that garners the Sprite Spark today. A lot of defensive stands to start the game set the tone and allowed them to build this lead. We'll see if they can close it out with more of the same here in the fourth, Kevin.
Okay, Doris, thank you. And that run, Clark, really changed the complexion of this game.
Yeah, it sure did. I thought it stirred something up in them that got them on a good run.
Yeah, got the ball rolling for them, and they were able to keep it going from there, guys.
Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the court for Atlanta, Heinrich and Johnson in the backcourt. Pachulia is out there with Josh Powell, and it's Williams at the 3 slot. Heinrich passes to Johnson. A baseline J. Rebound by the Magic. They haven't trailed by more than 7. Screen by Howell. He feeds it to Nelson. Got a piece of it.
He had a really good first half, guys, but since that time, he's struggling to take care of the ball.
Johnson dishes to Heinrich. Back to Johnson. Guarded by Nelson. Let's go. And the basket by Johnson. Johnson's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Hawks. Feeds it to Nelson. Now Arenas. And it's Johnson picking him up. Nelson kicks to Howard. It counts.
Look at the combination of size and touch. That's why he's a great finisher down low.
The Hawks leading by 4. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
He's been absolutely on fire from outside. They got to get into his jersey, get up into him, force him to pass or drive.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on Larry Drew's huddle. He was highly animated when he was talking to them, telling them this is going to be a huge win for us. When we close this out, it will go a long way towards showing the rest of the league what we're capable of.
Here's Crawford. Heinrich outside. Now here's Crawford. Defense is right there. The Hawks again can't hit.
They've got to be careful. They can't give him that much room because at that range, he'll make you pay.
Here's Reddick, guarded by Crawford. And Reddick kicks to Richardson. Williams picks him up. Lock at 6. The tray. Can't get it to go. So the Hawks will take it the other way. And here comes the break. Here's Horford. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
I think their only hope now, Clark, is to slow him down with a double team.
Well, they got to stop the bleeding, put the tourniquet on, and he's been tough to play straight up.
Kicks it to Richardson. Arenas with it. Dishes it to Bass. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Great awareness by fouling on that layup. Make him earn 2 points.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, send him to the line instead of giving up an easy 2.
So for the Magic, Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Malik Allen. And Earl Clark is subbed in for Quentin Richardson. And then for Atlanta, Collins is checked in, and it's Teague in for Kirk Heinrich.
Clutch free throw. He needed to knock those down.
Here's Teague. Crawford outside. For 3. Shot's good. And the Hawks lead by 7.
You look at how they've been scoring the basketball, and it's really fun to watch them because all the baskets are coming off assists.
Well, keep that in mind. I mean, they're a much more efficient team when they make that extra pass. When they get in trouble, it's when they're taking quick shots.
Teague, the pass to Crawford. Over Arenas. Arenas with the defensive effort.
I think he's been fighting his shot a little bit. He's not getting many of them to drop right now.
Arenas missing again.
Well, they're trying to come back here, but you've got to get a better look at the basket to get it done.
Crawford outside. Puts up a three. Another three for Atlanta.
That's now 6 straight points off open threes. Get a hand up, fellas. Pay attention to the scouting report.
Well, you know how quickly things can go south when you start giving up wide open looks to this team.
And the Magic making a change here. Richardson's checked in. Here's Arenas. Backing down is Howard. Outside Arenas. The three is launched. Rebound by the Hawks. Smith's got 4 rebounds in this game.
A very rough quarter for him as not much is falling right now.
Releases. Rebounded by Howard. It's going to take something special for him to make a comeback here.
Yeah, the question is, do they have enough time? I mean, this is a long shot, but they've got to compete and just see what happens.
That's good.
You know, those types of high percentage shots, Kevin, should be a big part of what they do going forward.
Here's Johnson. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
You're exactly right. I mean, take care of the ball, work the clock. It's a wrap.
Yep, nice game. And here's Heinrich. Johnson outside. 5 to shoot. Johnson draws the double. Puts it up. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're down by 8. 17 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, they're not going to cash in just yet.
Well, hope springs eternal, I guess, partner.
17 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. There's the triple. Arenas missing again. Horford with it. Now here's Heinrich. And so the Hawks take the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me,